Hey guys, I don't know how I'm going to do this video, but I'll just get straight into it, I suppose. So, around a few months ago, I posted in a certain prominent accounts community tab a figure known as Asana about how I wanted to unexist myself because of reasons that I think we're all familiar with, by now. As people in this space would, of course, very well know anyway. And I just wanted to do a follow up video because I was very convinced that I was going to do it, but I didn't do it. And I just wanted to talk about, why this was and use that as, I suppose a nice little segue into the fact that I may or may not want to become like a story time, like one of those slop story time channels, except while being explicitly and completely blackpilled with actually accurate information to present to you all. So, yeah, that pretty much summarizes it. So, but no promises, right? Like, this video is just like one of probably many, except as far as I know, none of like the people in this space tend to actually show their face when discussing topics that people don't want you to discuss. But anyway, I was thinking I would change that because, as I will get into, I decided to get a face rating from faceiq because now I'm not going to show my face, keep that in mind because I value my privacy and such, at least for now. But I got a rating from him because I basically just wanted to figure out, where I stood, and this was a bit after I decided that I was too scared to actually do it, even though I thought I was going to do it. And the reason why I got the rating was to determine, like, okay, if I ever almost reach the point where I actually like want to attempt or whatever, I should at least know, like what my odds are for reincarnate maxing to a better position than I was in this life, right? Because a lot of people don't consider that, like, if you're going to reincarnate max, you better make sure that your face rarity is actually like, anyway, so I got rated by him, and I was, on one hand, surprised, but anyway, I won't even actually, like, bother to discuss it. I basically got rated where I thought I was going to get rated in his scale, and he has a very accurate scale, I think. I think he is one of the most precise raters in the space itself, throughout YouTube. Probably not like the most precise. The most precise is going to be some guy making, half-hour videos talking about certain celebrity faces or whatever. But he rated me a 6.0, and that's where I thought I was going to get rated. I had said to myself beforehand, like, if I legit get rated below 6.0, then that's a pretty good, pretty good to use as a reason to rope. Because below that point, it's like you humanly, you're not high tier normie. No one will think you're high tier normie. You're going to be invisible, and there's no chance at life for you or relationships and what have you. So, yeah, so 6.0 was the rating I thought I was going to get. And anyway, so what this means for anyone who doesn't know, that's where he rates Tom Holland. And now, personally, I don't think Tom Holland is very good looking at all, but that's sort of the point, right? 6.0 is above average. It is, I believe, the last position in like the decile scale, but his system, faceiq system, the last place where you can be before most people start to perceive you as attractive. And So this put it into perspective for me, right? Because so basically, like in terms of face rarity, 6.0 is a top 20% face, which means you mog 80% of the male population. Now that sounds more impressive than just 1 in 5, right? But anyway, it's important to keep in mind because it led me to conclude that it would actually not be very valuable for me to just, unexist or, rope, as it were, because of the fact that I'm actually in a better position than 80% of guys. Like, assuming he rated me accurately and how he should have rated me, and I'm pretty sure, like, I did send him photos that were, not frauded, that were actually not even very good photos in the first place, but anyway. I was, so basically, I just concluded that, a top 20% face is something which is still, it puts you in a better position compared to 80% of guys. And so I figured, okay, then instead of roping, what I should really do is get plastic surgery. Um, Now, I won't really discuss what plastic surgeries I want to get because I don't want to reveal too many details about my physical appearance to, all of you. But yeah, so that's basically the reason why I didn't do it, and it's the reason why I'm going to continually justify my how it's going to be how I continually justify my existence um, from this point on. And so, yeah. So basically, the point of this video is basically it's just for me to let you know, like, what I'm going to do moving forward. And because I feel like 6.0 is a very weird place to be in the attractiveness scale, where it's like you're above average and you are on the border between being good looking and just, not good looking. It's the place where you are just almost going to seem appealing to women, but just aren't really there. And it's the place where I'm stuck in. And I honestly think that, like, I don't really know what it's like to be a 6.25, right? Which is a top 10% face. But I feel like 6.0 is the last place in the scale you can actually be while being true cell. Like, I don't think it's really possible to be a true cell if you are 6.25. Because at that point, you are noticeably above average, like way above average. Like, then you mug at that point 90% of guys. And so 80%, like, rather top 20%, like, that's a very weird place to be. And I think it would be valuable for me to, like, describe to all of you what the experience of being in that position in the decile scale is like, because, I'm tempted to say that all of you, like, so many of you, like, if you're, like, in the top 20%, but let's be more specific, like, if you're not really in the top 15%, which would be like one standard deviation above the mean, then, like, then you would be fucked. But I'm not sure, like, everyone at this rating is fucked, so I'm not going to say that. But basically, what I have learned over the past few years of trying to do online dating is that if you are an upper mid-tier normie or, entry-level high-tier normie, which would sort of, I'm just guessing, I'm not sure if, like, I'm entirely right about this, but which would comprise, like, the 20% to 15th percentile, it seems to me that, like, if you are in that range, then you are genuinely fucked, and you just barely aren't genuinely fucked, which is horrible as fuck to think about, because that means, like, I was born to almost succeed in life, or sort of succeed, right? Because solid high tier normies, which would be 6.25, according to faceiq scale, it's like, I feel like by that point, you're going to have a better life. But if you're 6.0, it just doesn't seem that that will be the case. And so I want to just talk about what it's like to be on the border of high tier normie, because that's really where, like, you begin to where you're suffering, but you think, oh, but things could be better. But I objectively am a decent looking guy. It's a place where a lot of gaslighting happens. In short, where a lot of fucking people will tell you that, no, 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 bro, you're fine. Don't rope. Like, don't give up. Just, never give up, and so on. Like, I feel like that's just. I think more people like need to talk about that, because I am basically. This sucks because I'm not actually a true cell, technically speaking, but technically, and from another point of view, you could say that I am. And so I'd like to talk about what being a true cell as an above average guy is actually like, because, like, this is where we're really going to learn about modern dating, is when we consider the experience of people in that range. This sounds so fucking, like, harmless the way I'm talking about it all, because I have some terrible fucking misanthropic shit I want to say to you all, and I'm making it seem like it's just this fucking empathetic, selfless endeavor when it really fucking isn't. But anyway, so I think that's about all that there's really worth saying in this video. I'm just gonna start tripping over my words if I try and keep it up. But I have much to say, and I don't know. Stay safe, and don't do things, you know, don't do what I claimed I wanted to do, because that's bad or something. I don't know. I think so many of you, if you're watching this video, I think there's a good chance you are genuinely fucked. Sort of like how I am, but then again, there's also a chance that you, like, aren't. So, like, good for you if you aren't fucked. But, yeah, that's about it. Video's 12 minutes now, so I will see you all in the next video, I guess. This is gonna fucking suck.